Okay, so for today's lesson, we're doing geometry, chapter 14, lesson 3, and we're talking about modeling angles. And we're going to be drawing different types of turns, okay? So, first thing we're going to start with is looking right here, and it says, an angle is a geometric shape that is formed when two rays have the same endpoint. Now remember, we talked about rays earlier. Remember, rays have one endpoint, and then they have the line that just keeps going. So this is one ray here, and here is another ray here. They're sharing the same endpoint, and that is forming an angle right there. And angles are measured by the amount of rotation or turning from one ray to the other, okay? So if we look at these, this angle is a quarter turn. It's a quarter, it's basically like 1/4 piece of a pizza. Okay, think about that. This is a half a turn, so it goes all the way around halfway. And you can see the turns are marked right here. And this is a full turn, so it goes all the way around. So that would be like a full pizza. All right, now you're going to practice drawing them. So right here it says trace the lines to draw an angle that measures 1/4 or 1/4 of a turn. Then draw an angle that measures less than 1/4 of a turn. So they've already given you the quarter turn, so we're just going to go ahead and go right here. Okay. So this is a quarter turn. And just go like that. That marks that quarter turn. Now they want us to draw an angle that's less than a quarter turn. So you're going to want to get a ruler out for this, because you always want to make sure you have a really good straight line, okay? And because it's less than a quarter turn, I can draw that anywhere inside the quarter turn, and that's going to give me less than a quarter turn. Remember, they're sharing the same endpoint. So as you can see, this is much smaller than the quarter turn. So this is less than a quarter turn. All right? So trace the lines. We already did that. With a common endpoint, the two rays form an angle. That was a quarter turn. That was right here. Then the center of the circle is at the same endpoint as the endpoint of the two rays. The angle you drew measures a quarter turn. Then I kind of got ahead of myself, I guess, in it. I went down here and I said, draw an angle that measures less than a quarter turn. Okay, and that's what we did right here. Using the center of the circle as an endpoint, draw a ray that is inside the angle you drew in step 1. And we went ahead and we did that right there. The ray you drew and the horizontal ray from an angle, this angle measures less than a quarter turn. So you can see that here. Also, show you here, once again, we had a quarter turn, would be right here. They share the same endpoint. That would be quarter turn. If we wanted to draw one that was less, you can just go right inside the circle, or right inside the angle, and this would be less. You can see that it's less right there. Okay. So let's now go to, let's try it. Okay. Trace the lines to draw an angle that measures a quarter turn. Okay, and they've already done that for us. Then draw an angle that measures greater than a quarter turn. Okay. So we're just going to go through the same steps. They have a common endpoint. Okay. There's the center. Trace this. All right. The center of the circle is at the same point as the endpoint of the two rays. The angle you drew measures a quarter turn. Right there, that's a quarter turn. But now they want us to draw an angle that measures greater than a quarter turn. We're going to stay, once again, using the same endpoint. But we can't go inside because that would be smaller. So we're going to have to make it larger than the quarter angle. So we are going to take our ruler, and it doesn't matter which side you go, but I'm just going to go right here. I'm just using a different color. Might want to Okay, so now, is this angle larger than a quarter? It sure is. Look how big that is, okay? It measures larger than a quarter turn. Now, if you look back, they showed us the different angles. You have a quarter turn, a half a turn, and a full turn, which goes all the way around. Okay, and you're going to be practicing using all of these different turns. Let's just go ahead and we'll look at number 1, talk about it. Draw a conclusion without drawing a circle. Determine whether the angle at the right has a measure that is greater than, less than, or equal to a half a turn. Explain. Well, it's a half a turn because it's basically half of a circle. So, and it goes all the way from one line to the next. So it goes all the way around. So, well, not all the way around. If it went all the way around, that would be a full circle. This is a half, so it goes from one ray all the way to the other, which would mean that it is a half a turn. So the angle basically is a straight line. So this is a half turn angle because it forms a straight line basically. And we can see right there that it's half a circle too. Okay. I would go ahead and look at your teacher now and to complete the lesson.